What is good, YouTube? I know it's been a hot minute since I've posted one of these vlog style videos, but I just had my first experience with PSA. I submitted a bunch of cards to the National Sports Card Collectors Convention back in August. I got the vintage ones in about a month ago. I've already opened those, so no surprises there. This is why I'm making the video, though. I just wanted to talk about my experience generally, just so you guys have a better understanding and sense of how the process works, because I had no idea. It's my first time ever submitting cards. I've been collecting cards since I was probably in kindergarten. I haven't collected anything like in probably the last 10, 15 years, but I'm sitting on a lot of cards, like tens of thousands of cards. And I picked probably like my top, what I would say like top 40 or 50 cards, and decided to submit them. At least that I know of. I'm still digging through all my collection. But in that process, I basically submitted all my top 75 NBA top 75 autographs, and then cards that I thought just like looked aesthetically good, that I thought had a shot at getting like a Gem Mint 10 or something. So I'll talk through that process, and then I'll show you guys all the cards that I got back one by one, and then I'll also try and do like an evaluation on like what I made in the process, as far as like, was it worth it to get them graded? And spoiler alert, I think it was a resounding yes in this case. In fact, I actually know what a lot of the grades are on the more recent cards, because I got upcharged on a bunch of them, which I don't necessarily love that business model by PSA, but considering they're the brand leader, I guess, in grading cards, and they kind of have the reputation, I get it. That's capitalism for you. But with that being said, I'll take you through the process that I went through originally, and then I'll just get into unboxing the cards and go through those with you guys. But as far as the process, when I was at the National in August, I told them that I had no experience grading cards. I had never submitted a single card for grading. They said that was understandable. They'd walk me through it. The initial process was not a smooth or ideal process in my perspective. I had to go through and look up each individual card in a computer database. A lot of them, because the cards I was submitting are so rare or unique, a lot of them weren't in the database, so I had to type up my own label. And then a couple of things that I found out after I submitted my cards that I was completely unaware of and nobody told me, were that if you have an autographed card pre-1998, you have to submit it for the dual autograph authentication process and grading process. You can't just submit it for the grading process. So I had one card that came back. It was a George Mikan Topps reprint auto. I think it was from 1996, that is still being graded as we speak, because I had to re-go through the process of submitting it for the dual grading. So if you have a card that's autographed before 1998, keep that in mind. Additionally, I had a Steve Francis, I think it was like Scoreboard or some weird brand, Vision or something like that. I had a Steve Nash autograph, and they wouldn't even grade that. They wouldn't authenticate the autograph. They wouldn't grade the card. And they said basically any card that you're submitting that you want to get graded has to have a brand approved checklist accompanying it, which I still don't understand, especially because they separately do autograph authentication, and it has nothing to do with sports cards. So I don't know why they weren't able to do it. I pushed them back. I asked them numerous questions, but they said basically because there's no brand established checklist, they won't do it. Which like I said, I still don't understand. Especially too, because that card, you can find graded versions and authenticated versions from PSA's old era, like maybe 10 years 10 plus years ago, there are a number of them floating out there. So I guess they just changed their policy, and for whatever reason, they couldn't grade that card or authenticate it or anything else. So that's a bit annoying as well. But then after I went through the whole process of submitting it in the computer, I had to give it to the people, the PSA people, to take to back to their headquarters to get them graded or whatever. But as part of that process, I had to, any card that wasn't a jersey card or like a thicker card, I had to put into one of those like thin top loaders. If you know, if you've submitted or know anything about PSA, you know what I'm talking about. And again, that was just a hellish process because I had so many cards I was taking out, and the top loaders are so thin and so tight that I was like nervous. I'm like, am I going to fuck up my card, like transferring it to this other case? And again, I still don't know why that's necessary. They could have easily taken the cards out from the case that I had them in originally. I think they say that it doesn't shake or move around as much in transit, which is why they do it, which I guess is understandable. But I mean, I was sweating putting all those cards from the one case into the next. Luckily, I didn't have to do that for the jersey, all my jersey cards, so that was an easy process. But they took the cards, and it was months until I was hearing anything from them, because I did the basic, like the $25, unless I was upcharged in certain circumstances. But I did the basic grading process. And for the more recent cards, these sat in quality control for a month plus, or one of those stages, like like grades ready. It was like in the assembly or the quality control for like almost 2 months. And I heard that if that's the case, it generally means you're getting upcharged and you have like a good stock of cards that you submitted. And in my case, it proved correct, because the vintage cards went through the quality control assembly process in days. And I got these back well before my more recent cards. So yeah, it like I said, in my case, it proved to be correct. So with all that being said, it was quite the experience. I'm very, very glad I did it based on what I'm about to show you. And I'll definitely be going through the rest of my cards at this point. Like I said, I have tens of thousands of cards. If I even have half the luck that I had submitting these cards with the rest of my cards, I might be sitting on a lot of money potentially. So with all that being said, here are the card reveals. Here is the first card. Dr. J. See, very good for. Next card, Kareem. And this is probably the most valuable of the cards, but even so, it got a miscut designation, which I still don't fully understand how that impacts the value. A lot of people say it takes it down like 2 grades, but it's crazy too, because all these cards were in such good shape. But all right, well, the next slew of cards are all, as you can see, I haven't gone through any of these yet, so we will be going through all of these together. Let's do it, baby. All right, card number 1. Magic Jersey Auto 2006, got a 9. I'm happy about that. Kobe Hardwood Classic Jersey, also got a 9. LeBron Rookie floor card, got an 8. Moses Malone, auto, 2006 tops, got an 8. This is a PC card of mine that has a special place in my heart as a former U of I grad, but Darren Williams, Luther Head, numbered out of 15, on card jersey auto, got a 9. I'm pretty happy about that. Jerry Lucas, chronology Letterman patch, 7. Not great. The next is one of the big boys. I'll save the big ones for the end here. Walt Frazier, Bernard King, dual jersey auto, got an 8. This is a good one. My buddy who collects said that to get an actual authentic patch card like this in a Gem Mint 10 is crazy. Like, we both talked about it and we're like, this is probably, arguably, the best Steve Francis card in existence, because this is a game worn patch. So yeah, to get a Gem Mint 10 is nuts. Rick Barry, signed patch. Again, these ones are not game worn, but they're still cool cards. Another one of my big ones popped up. Okay, and then this is crazy. Like, another Gem Mint 10, Bill Walton, legendary signatures. Very happy about that. Nate Archibald, Gem Mint 10. Crazy. LeBron, SP Game Used 04, numbered card Mint 9. There goes my dog. Pau Gasol, Sage Hit, Gem Mint 10, which is crazy. I feel like this card is super hard to get a 10 in. Another Gem Mint 10, Wes Unseld with the full signature. This is pretty crazy. And literally for the top 75 cards, I was just submitting them just to get them encased. I wasn't even like thinking about like another Gem Mint 10. Lenny Wilkins, who I believe just recently passed away. But yeah, crazy. Another Gem Mint 10. Bill Sharman, legendary signatures. But yeah, I wasn't even going in with the goal of getting 10s on these cards. I was just trying to get them encased. So the fact that, and another one, the fact that a lot of these got 10s is crazy to me. Like, when I was seeing the grade breakdown on the upcharge invoice I got, I was literally shaking because the insurance value was crazy, which, near Mint 8, which, by the way, that reminds me of another point I was going to make. I feel like PSA is doing a having their cake and eating it too sort of deal, where they will value your cards and they will insure them, but I think that they lowball them because then they lowball the insurance value. And another Gem Mint 10, shockingly.
They will lowball the insurance value and the value that they think your card is worth, because then they will try and buy the cards before they ship them back to you. Another Gem Mint 10. So I think that in a lot of ways, like, it's a little fucked up because then they'll offer, like, for example, like this card that I'm about to show you. Got a Gem Mint 10. Like, I've seen these go for $400 or $500. They don't upcharge for it, so they're saying it's less than $500 for insurance purposes, and then they'll give you a value of, like, estimated value of like $300, even though like some of them have gone for $400 on eBay, and then they'll offer you like $250 for the card. So it's they're kind of running like a bit of a scam here, but I just take it with a grain of salt. This card, I'm like shocked. I submitted it thinking it like look at the corners on this. I thought for sure that this had a shot at getting a Gem Mint 10, and I still even now, oh, okay, yeah, you can see it in the light. There's like a ripple here that, like, when I didn't look at it that closely, I guess you can kind of see it on the front too. I genuinely like thought this card was gonna get a 10, but whatever. 4.5 is a unique number. This is another crazy one that I didn't even realize I had till I was like digging through my cards, and then it came back a 10, which is crazy. Hal Greer auto, near mint 8. John Havlicek, legendary signatures, near mint 8. I thought this card was going to get way worse than a 8, so I'll take that. Another, in the words of DJ Khaled, Gem Mint 10, Earl Monroe. Willis Reed. Got a 9. Paul Arizin. Got an 8. This one I was disappointed in. I thought for sure it would do better than a 6, but still a cool card, but I don't know why. Like, even as I look at it now, I don't know why it got such a low grade. I don't know if it's the edges or something, like, because the corners of the card, I mean, everything, or if there's like a surface issue similar to that Mark Jackson card. Yao Ming, mint 9. George Gervin, 7. Kevin Garnett, Gem Mint 10. Dennis Rodman. This was another one I thought would do worse than a 9, so like even looking at the edges don't look that great, but I will take it. It's funny too, because my buddy who gets cards graded a lot said that, like, literally the person grading them could just like have a blowjob that morning and just be like, yep, I'm giving 10s. Like, because he's had cards in different batches that he thought some would do super well that did terrible, and he thought some that would do terrible did well. So I'm glad that I lucked out in this batch. Now for some of the bigger ones, okay? These were the ones that I was upcharged for. Dr. J inscription card, mint 9. I'm very happy with this grade. I wasn't anticipating it to get this high of a grade. Now this next one, my buddy wants super bad because first off, it's population 2. The highest grade in existence of any grading company is an 8.5 BGS, I believe. It's the highest graded PSA Pippin Exquisite patch. And he basically said, like, it's damn near impossible to get grades above a 6 in this set, because he said the edges are just so messed up on a lot of these cards. So very happy about that one. And then this one was one I was kind of hoping for a chance of a 10, but I'll still gladly take a 9. LeBron Jordan dual game worn jersey. And then last but not least, this was the Steve Nash card that they sent back to me and said, return, no grade, no charge, no holder, please do not holder. But yeah, so that's my PSA experience. Here's the final breakdown on what I thought I potentially made by doing this. Don't skewer me too bad. I'm taking values from eBay auctions, from PSA itself, PSA guesstimates, what friends have told me, etc. So I'm just using my best guesses here. But this is kind of what I think is the final breakdown. So hopefully this video was valuable to you. I definitely could have used something like this before going into getting my cards graded. But as always, guys, rate, comment, subscribe. Peace.